Hey guys, welcome to the video on VeChain. For all you VeChain junkies out there, I'll be taking a look at this, taking a look at current price action, and seeing where things are potentially heading here. But before I get started, as you all know, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm here just giving my opinion on the market. Kind of on a little bit of a roll here on videos. So this is going to be the last one that I do for a little while today. I want to take a look at at some important metrics here and see if there is any room to the upside for VeChain. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the chart. All right, so first off, we see a pretty large impulsive move starting at mid to late October. A nice move to the upside here. Decent gains, right? So we're talking if you were able to catch the very bottom and move all the way to the very top, that's 186%. Okay, so a lot of times what I tell people is, should you ever invest in an asset that's gone up exponentially? And most of the time I say no. That's generally not a good idea. But we have gotten to a point where this thing has corrected, pretty significantly. Let's just take a look and see what what the corrective move was on this. So let's go from the very bottom to the very top here, and we went not quite to the 618. We got about 3/4 of the way between the 50 and the 618. So I'd venture to say we retraced about 58, 59% of that move. Okay, and so looking at this looked like a nice clean A, B, and C. So we came down here into my green zone. That worked out very well. Okay, so now I'm going to move down to a 4-hour time frame, and what I want to pay attention to is the fact that we've broken out of the top of this channel. Okay, so we did finally break out of that, and we did have a lot of squeezing in here, right? So let me move out of a log scale here. So we had the price that was squeezing, and we have finally seen a little bit of momentum, and it has been to the upside. Something that I want to point out, and I don't talk about this too often, but this I can't really ignore, the fact that all these moving averages are really just sort of squeezing, right? So this is going to be an important level for us to hold. I would be interested in buying 5,500 if we came back to 5,500. We're currently at 5,700, okay? If we do come back here to this level, I would say this is going to be important for us to hold. Now, we haven't had a nice clean break on a 4-hour time frame above the 200 moving average here since about December 23rd. And we have a nice clean break above it, and we have a continued move to the upside on top of that. All right, so we have decent volume. We had decent volume back then as well, though. Now, if we break down below this cluster, and again, we haven't seen, the moving averages this tight in a long time. Okay, so let's just trail this 200 moving average back and see when the last time this happened. It was right here. I mean, this is the closest that we've got. We had some tight movement here, potential tightness here, but this is the closest that we've got for where we're currently at right now. Again, we have this continued move to the upside. I would be watching the 4-hour 21 exponential. As we can see, that has been strong when we have an expansion like we're currently having right now. Okay, so this was the bottom, right? Back on October 23rd, this was the bottom. And then we saw a tightening, and then we saw a move to the upside. Okay, so now what we're seeing back here is, was this our current bottom, right? And now we're seeing this tightening of all of these moving average, all of these important moving averages, right? So again, the 21, the 55, the 100, and the 200, you've got bullish crosses, that are going to start happening like crazy. Again, it would not surprise me for us to come back down here to the 4-hour 21 exponential. Currently it's 5,500. As this moves up, I'll be interested in buying VeChain, on a retest of the 21 exponential. It will happen, right? It may not happen right now, it may not happen tomorrow, but when we get a retest of the 21 exponential, I will be looking to buy VeChain, right? As you can see back here, we had a move, an expansion to the upside, we retested it, then we had a continuation to move higher. So this is why this is going to be very important to me. Watching all of these moving averages. Right now, taking a look at all of our stochastics that we always pay attention to. We have the 12-hour, which is eking up, which is good for continuation to the upside. Let me move down to an hourly so we can see all of our moving averages here. And we do look like we're creating a little bit of a top here. Nonetheless, move to the downside for just a little bit. The 3 hour, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, these are all kind of overbought, which leads me to believe that we could have a little bit of a move to the downside. But nonetheless, I do think that we do have potential for continuation to move higher on a pullback. So this could be just, an A, a B, and then we could be going down here for the C. Again, looking for somewhere between 5,500 and, maybe 5,600, somewhere in this range. I'll be interested in buying, and I'll be looking to see where we're going to go. And that question is always asked of me, where are we going to go? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this move here from the bottom. I'm going to be looking up here from the top, which is going to be about right here. I'm going to get a pretty close estimate. So we came down here, we broke below the 618, but we didn't get quite to the 786. And if I go to a log scale, you can see that we broke right down here to the 618 almost perfectly. Then looking to see on a continuation of the upside where we are potentially going to be going. And if I'm able to catch a move down here at 5,500, I'm going to set my stop loss probably down here at about, let's see, that's going to be at about 53.50 or so. It's going to risk about 3.13%. And I'm going to be looking to get out of this position up here at the algo target, which is going to be at about 68.32 for about a 23.5% move to the upside. Now, that's assuming this comes here. And again, you got to keep that stop loss, because at any point in time, Bitcoin can just decide to rip to the downside. We can get that $1,000 candle, and this could just move straight down here to 4,800, which is going to be that 786, which is something that we haven't quite touched yet. So be very careful with that. Nonetheless, a move down here to 5,500 is where I would be looking to buy VeChain. Be very careful buying it up here. A move down here to the downside and then continuation to the upside is likely going to be where I'm going to be looking to catch this and to see that move up to about 6,800. I'd be very careful holding it any higher than that, because that's going to be where you're going to have some significant resistance. And I'm looking at this guy right here. So we've got a large cluster here, which we do have to pay attention to. Large cluster right here, which is going to be resistance, and that's right there at our algo target. So just keeping an eye on that for resistance. I'm going to go ahead and mark this off as our primary resistance if we are going to see a continuation to the upside. Again, I know this is kind of messy. I'm going to go ahead and remove the channel to clean that up a bit, and I'm going to keep this fib pull on here, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this guy. So again, looking to see that as our target, assuming we keep this momentum to the upside, watching all of these moving averages start to diverge from each other in a bullish fashion, and then I can say that we will probably have some more upside in our future. But again, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, 8 minutes in. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And wherever you are in the world, hopefully you're having a good day, a good night, and a good evening.